Hello, good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sandra. You have not been here before. And I apologize for the background noise, but my baby has been crazy. He's crawling around on the floor and banging his toys. But you know what? It's a far cry from where he was, a few months ago. He was in his crib or his extra saucer, and now he's very mobile. So it is what it is. I'm a YouTuber who has kids. So anyway, I wanted to share my Franklin haul with you guys. I did not purchase any binders at this time because number one, I've got lots of binders and I've got a definite plan of what I'm doing for December and for January. So I always do I call it my yearly setup for January. And technically, I don't know if you would call it that. I guess I'll show you guys my setup, how I have my dividers in there and stuff. It will be my, my 2024 setup. But if you guys have watched my channel, you know that I love to change. And while I'm going to show you this stuff now, I will purchase other inserts throughout the year to kind of go with my binder. So I didn't know this was a thing, but last year I shared that I had purchased 3 different planners, inserts, right, from Franklin Covey. So the first one I had shared was the 7 Habits, which, by the way, I absolutely am in love with the 7 Habits inserts. Well, 7 Habits inserts, if you guys have seen them. I'll see if I can link that video for you. But I love those inserts. They're probably hands down my favorite inserts from all of the Franklin Covey inserts. I also had the blooms last year, and I had the seasons. So at the end, the seasons ran out in June, I think. So I kept just the 7 Habits and the blooms. And what I did is, if I had a binder that looked if blooms looked better in that binder, I would use blooms. And if the 7 Habits would look better, I would use those ones. So I at least like to have 2 different types, so I can kind of switch during every binder switch, or whatever looks good with that binder at that time. So this is no different. I will be purchasing new inserts for February, because February, these ones won't really go with my setup that I'm planning in my head. And probably for March as well. I've got two different ones I still wanted to get. But what I wanted to do is share with you what I got now. So this will be for January, and maybe March as well, because March I have another purple setup coming, I think. So anyway, let's share with you what I got. And we're actually going to flip through some of these things in case you guys haven't seen these particular inserts before. I want to share with you what they look like, okay? And if they've made any changes. Usually Franklin Covey stuff is pretty standard, and if they do make changes to their inserts, they do let you know. The one change that I am aware of, other than design changes, because I know Seasons had a design change for their the background pictures, but her point of view actually had a huge design change, and all of the pictures are different, the colors are different, and it looks beautiful. So that might be a contender for this year. I'll be purchasing the her point of view for my classic. And I do have her point of view for compact, and I think they're adorable. I love them. They're pastel colors, and they're just beautiful. All right, so let's just get started. We're going to crack open the first one. I'll explain what they are and what I'm using them for. So this first one is just monthly tabs. It is the Seasons inserts for 2024. And they are going to be used in my work planner. So if you guys have watched my videos, I have switched my work planner to a Jeans Agenda Junior Disc Punched Planner. Junior meaning half letter on 8 discs, okay? So yes, these are already punched for Franklin Covey 7 rings, because I get the classic size, which is half letter, which completely works out in my favor. And all I simply do is I take the inserts and I punch them for discs. And you'd think that they wouldn't work out that way, because they're already punched for, they're punched for 7 rings. But it actually, they do hold up not bad. So I'm not overly concerned that they aren't as sturdy. I don't flip them constantly. It's basically just a reference. So yeah, so they're pretty sturdy, and plus these aren't just regular paper inserts. They're actually a little bit harder. They're cardstock, right? Because they're the monthly tabs. So I'm not as concerned of them coming out and getting weakened if I punch for discs. I do have it. I'll show you here. I do have the blooms in my work planner right now. This is my cute work planner. I love it. So I'll go to December because that one's empty. But you can see here, the discs actually don't really touch the holes anyway. So it's perfect because it's exactly like, you know, just punching for discs. And yes, there's holes there. Does it bother me? Not really. You know, I can still use that. And the reason why I got these as opposed to like something like a monthly calendar from Jane's Agenda or Cloth and Paper is because I prefer the smaller lines on these. You can see here the boxes are really tall and you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 lines per box. And so for my statistics that I use to, the heck is that? I have no idea what that was. Okay, so anyway, so now that I've talked to you about that, let's just flip through and see how the seasons have changed. So the front page here, let's just move these out of the way. This is the front page where you put your information and your name and stuff. I don't write that on my planner because I don't want to share my address and my phone number with my YouTube family. So I don't actually include that when I do my planners. But here's January. So I love this winter theme. I'm almost to the point where I wouldn't mind. I'll see the only thing that I'm kind of missing is, so they changed the summer setup. So they did actually completely change all the pictures. I really liked that beach setup that they used to have. It went with my blue Olivia binders, so nice. And that's the only thing that I'm kind of sad. So now that I see that, I'm not sure if I want seasons. But I really do like seasons, like the day on 2 page. They're probably one of my favorites as well. So here's January. You get an index page, which I never use for these particular inserts for my work stuff. This is the page that I use. So here's the monthly calendar. So January, February are the same. Okay, I'm just going to skip right over the index page. And so you get an index, and then on this side it's the master task list. I don't use this either since I've changed my planner. I used to use that when I had everything in my like catch-all, like my Franklin Covey Classic for business too. I would use this for business and work, but now I don't. I no longer use it. Okay, so March is the poppies. So I think they still had poppies for spring before, but I really like the poppies. Okay, so April is the same, May is the same, and then June. So it used to be that beautiful beach scene, and now they've switched it to this summer mountain theme, which is also still pretty. It's just not, it's not what it used to be. I really did like that beach one. Okay, so then you've got July and August being the same. And then you get to September, and it's still a mountain theme, but it's a fall mountain theme. So that's really pretty. Here in Canada, well, I can't say that because Canada spans such a large area. But here where I live, we don't see trees generally with red or orange leaves. Usually they just turn brown and they fall off, especially in my city. Our leaves, well, I guess there's a point when they kind of turn yellow and then they go brown, but I never see red leaves here. In Ontario and like, you know, Northwest Territories, Yukon, they have beautiful variations, but maybe Manitoba and Ontario, but just not here. Okay, so October is the same, November is the same, and then December, you get back to your winter tree theme. So again, it's spruce trees with snow on them. So yeah, so I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I won't purchase the seasons this year. I was thinking about it, but I didn't realize I took away that summer beach theme. So anyway, so this is for my work planner. I will be punching this and I'll put that into my work planner right away. Okay, moving on. So the next one that we have are the Franklin Covey Teresa Collins collab Beautiful Life inserts for January 2024 to December. And now this is the week. So 2 page per week for my classic. And I'll just see if there's any differences. I'm hedging that there's no differences. I bet you that there isn't. But if you guys haven't already seen this, this is what I currently plan in for my week. I do use a monthly for for an overview to see what's going on in my month. I do use my weekly, and then I also use a day on 2 page because I'm really busy, so I do need to have that overview. And this is not like an hourly Like some people prefer like the hourly time blocking schedule. I can't do that because I have small kids at home. So I'll show you how it looks like anyway. So you get like this very quick start guide here, just one page, and then you get your monthly tabs. So these haven't changed, they're the same. I don't know if these have changed, but I don't think they have. They're marble with this gold lettering on the front, and they're really nice. And I do like that I get multiple ones every year because I archive mine. So they go downstairs and they stay in a binder for 1 year, and then the next year I pull them out of the binder. I have lots of binders that I can rotate through, but I pull them out of the binder and then I keep my inserts for 2 years. So after that point, I don't really need any information, but I do tend to go through my inserts just to see if there's anything I do need to keep, and if there is, I transfer it to a notebook that I have on hand at all times. Okay, so on the first page, this is like for the entire year. So it just says make it happen 2024. You can write all of this stuff in here if you want to. I tend to not even bother using that page. And then you get into your January. So every month is exactly the same. See if there's anything at the back. There's some future planning logs back there, but I'll show you what that looks like. So for January, you've got January here, you've got goals, tasks. I love this page. I use it for my monthly goals all the time. An area for birthdays, and then weekly priorities. Sometimes I put routines here. Sometimes I put like important dates like appointments. And then you've got the calendar on the back. And I like this calendar. Yes, it doesn't have lines, but it's so open and it's very neutral, so you can put basically anything here. You can decorate it how you want. It does have a slight pink at the top, but that really doesn't bother me. It's pretty neutral, pretty plain. So I do prefer using that calendar some months depending on what I want to decorate with. So then on the back, you've got your personal task list and your work business task list. And I still fill this out. Even though it's in my Franklin Covey, it's my catch-all planner. I don't really add work stuff in there, but sometimes I will put my list of things to do on this list here. Okay, and then you get into your weeks. So on the front, it has your weekly plan. So you can put your meals and you put your grocery list. I do use this for that. And then this is what the week looks like. So it's kind of like this dashboard here. Well, I'm not sure if I would call that a dashboard. It's got your days of the week. So the reason why I like it open like this instead of like lines on the page is because I can decorate how I want to. I usually use the Planner's Anonymous sticker kit to decorate, and that is changing in January. So we'll see what that looks like. That's like a whole other discussion, so we won't talk about that right now. But I use specific stickers to decorate. I use those stickers to change the dates and just to make it look pretty. Sometimes I use Munchkins from Once More with Love. Sometimes I use the Coffee Monsters Co. stickers. And then this page, I usually wipe these out. I don't need these. I decorate half of it, or sometimes I use like boxes to write other little notes that I want on there. And then I use this as my weekly task list. Okay, and then it continues on this page. You've got a whole weekly notes. So I was using this for a weekly recap. I'm not sure if I'm going to be continuing that because it's a lot of work and I'm not really sure what I'm getting out of it. Okay, and then you continue with another week. Okay, so all of them are the same. And usually what I do is when I put them into my binder, I'll go ahead and I'll put the divider in front of every month, just so I can find them easily when I go to plan a new month. Okay, so here is February. So February is here, even though, you know, the first 4 days of February are on that page, you start fresh here. Okay, so we're just going to flip right to the back. So this, you know, this continues. The very back page, so that is, goes to January 5th. So it says, here's like a sales page. And then you've got holidays and observances here. And then you've got your future log. So I love this. The only thing that I feel like would make this better is if the days of the week were put in front, because sometimes I get confused. So I might very well just do that myself and just put like a really small, you know, S for Sunday, M for Monday, etc. But I love these because this is where I do all of my future planning. I don't keep multiple months in my planner because I just don't have room. So I keep 1 month at a time, but I do have this on hand in the front of my monthlies. at all times, so I know you know, when appointments are and stuff like that. So yeah, so that is the Teresa Collins weeklies, and I personally love these. Like, I've been using these since they first came out. I purchased them, is that 3 years ago now, I want to say, which doesn't even seem like that long, because I know there's people out there using Franklin Covey for years and years and years. So, but I mean, these were a recent addition. So I remember when Teresa Collins first showed her Beautiful Life binder. I personally have the blush one, which is the pink one, very light pink, and I also have the black one. So and I love those binders. They're not real leather, but they are beautiful. Okay, so that is the weekly. And then for the Day on 2 page that I have now, I will be using this for my January setup, and I'm so excited to share that too. But we haven't even got to Christmas yet, which is crazy. So I got the leadership inserts, and these, the major reason why I got these is because I love the layout, and when we get there, I'll explain why. I have my own business, but I do not have employees. So I have a sole proprietorship, you know, and I don't have employees. This business is strictly for myself. It's like my own income, you know, it's just for me. So it's not like I need to lead people. I mean, the possibility in the future is always there, but it's not because of the leadership thing that this has. That's not why I got this set of inserts. It's mostly just because of the layout. Okay, so this page protect, this is for the compass cards. It's a page protector thing, and then you can also like use it to find your way in your planner. It came with this pack. So it's the classic daily planner, 2 page per day for 2024, January to December. All right, so first page is, you know, the information page, which again, I never use. I also don't put this in my planner anymore, but for newbies, it is very nice to have. Tells you how to use the daily planning steps and the prioritizing process from Franklin Covey. Gives you the productivity pyramid on the back. And then you start with your monthly tabs. So this is the index, which is, you know, pretty plain. It's pretty standardized. It kind of looks like the basic ones, except the color is different. And then the monthly calendar. So number 1, I like to have the choice between the Teresa Collins and this one, because if I'm feeling lines, I use this one. If I'm feeling color, I use this one. If I'm feeling like I want to decorate myself and I don't really need the lines, I use the Teresa Collins. So that's pretty handy to have the monthly in the weekly as well. So that's why I like to get multiple. So then on the back, you've got personal and you've got business. It's really straightforward. I love it. I like that it's pretty neutral. There's no color on the margin, which, you know, I don't really like that. I like how it's just plain like this. So I'm just loving this. The one thing I didn't like about the 7 habits was that there was a picture on the index portion, and you only had a small index. You had no index on this page. It was all a picture. And then on this portion, they give you like half a page for this task list. And then the other half was the index. And that's the only thing I didn't like about the 7 habits. So this is perfect. I love lots of room. Okay, so the same is for every month. And the only thing is every quarter, the picture changes. So here on the, you know, the monthly, you get a little picture. And then April, the color changes to teal, and then the picture changes on the monthlies. All right. And it looks like the picture changes every month. Get a different cute little picture, which I like decoration, but I'm not, I used to love decoration, and now I'm kind of like leaning towards not as much decoration. Okay, so we're going to get past all of the monthlies here. So the other thing that comes in this pack is the starter pack, which I love. I love when the monthlies come with that, or like, you know, your insert pack comes with that. So you get all of this information here, and I'll kind of run through that and show you what it looks like. I did put the stuff that was at the, oh no, okay. So I'm just going to take all of this information. So you get these tabs. So if you are new to Franklin Covey, you don't have to like go out and buy your own tabs right away. So the first tab says planning calendars, and these don't have anything in them. You can just fill them in after. Planner guide, values, missions, goals, finances, key information, leadership, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then address, phone. Okay. So we'll bypass all that. And then you get a whole pack, which I love, of compass cards. You actually get quite a few in here, which is really awesome. I do buy these on my own because I use them all the time. You guys see that if you watch my weekly videos. Put those aside. So this is the planner guide. So it tells you how Franklin Covey, how their planning system is, and it teaches you about it. Then it gives you the an introduction to the values mission section, so you can fill out your values. It tells you how to. It's a little bit of journaling and a little bit of work, but you know what? Honestly, if you do it once, you don't really have to do it again or think that hard the next time you do it. So you can do a mission statement, which is basically kind of how you want your life to go. It's kind of like creating goals for yourself. This is where your goals start. If you're not familiar with goal planning, I personally use a completely separate goal planner. I do fill these out as well every year. I do a new one every year. Yes, I know it's overkill, but that's what I do. I personally use the Cultivate What Matters goal planning system. It's called the Power Sheets. I have a whole playlist dedicated to that, so I will link that video if you're curious. I do have an affiliate link with them. And I am a huge advocate for goal planning and for that company because they are amazing. But anyway, you also get goal planning sheets from Franklin Covey. So they're very basic. You can put your value, mission, or role, which is your why, and then your goal, which is your what, and then you can write down your steps. So these planning sheets are very helpful. I mean, you only get a couple. I think you get 1, 2, 3, and they're front and back. You get your monthly expense tracker, a monthly budget worksheet, yearly income and expenses, automobile information, personal information, medical records, special days, website tracker, weights, measurements, and then your address phone book, which would go at the back of your tabs. Okay, so then it starts into your dailies. So I'll just flip through on the first month here. So this is the index page. So you do get 2 indexes, one on the monthly, one on the front of the daily. So it's up to you to determine how you use that. You might want to just use this for notes page, which is again completely up to you. The first page, this is what Franklin Covey pages look like. Day on 2 page anyway. First page, you have an appointment schedule, and then you have a task list. So you write down your schedule. The thing I like about the leadership is that it starts at 6 and ends at 9 with spot for like 4, 5, and 10, 11. So my bedtime is generally, we aim for 11 o'clock. So this is perfect. And then I get up at 5 every day. So I like to start at 5, and then I can write my plans accordingly. Yes, we don't actually have appointments at 5 in the morning, but if I have a video to film, I would like to write that in there. And then this side is your list for all of your tasks that you need to do. So the only difference between this, for example, and the 7 habits, which is why I really like the 7 habits, is 7 habits has like these highlighted areas, so you can break up your day into, like, say for example, like business, home life or school, and then like personal or home, school, and business, or whatever you want to do. I like to use it that way because I have different aspects of my life that I like to keep separate. But at the same time, I could still do that here, or I could put all of my business stuff at the top and then home stuff down here. A lot of times, if it's like on a page like this, I just put it all together, and then I just use the Franklin Covey system. So it's ABC 1, 2, 3. So A would be like priority 1. Anything that's A would be the most important, and then you list them in priority between like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Okay, so that's what I like about that. And then again, this hasn't really changed. You still get how many days. It says first day, 365 days left, week 1. I love that it tells you what week it is, because sometimes that comes in handy. And it also has all of the holidays. I'm not sure if it has Canadian holidays, but I know it's got US holidays. And it also has the moon phases as well, which I like. And so you've got, like, you know, your back planning calendar, or is it your current calendar and your future calendar? So, and then I was just looking through the pictures, and all of these for January, I think they changed by week. So the first one was the elephant, and then you get this architectural picture here. But yeah, it changes by week, which I thought was kind of a nice change. So this one's really pretty. Looks like mountains. And then you get another architectural picture. So anyway, it's kind of cool. I like to see these different pictures and changes. That one looks like it's in Venice, or maybe China, like Eastern country somewhere. That one's elephants. And then another architectural picture. So I don't know. I like that they're all different. But the basic planner is pretty neutral. Like, it is blue, but you know, I'm going to have a few instances when that won't really matter. But I do like the differences in the pictures. So I'm going to take you right back to the very back here. Oh, and I should say, is it every quarter that the color changes? So that was March, and then as of April, so the beginning of April, you get another index. On the back of the very back of each month, you get this business expense sheet. So if you want to write that there, you can. And then April is a different color. So every quarter, the color changes. And I love this color. Like, this is going to be one of my favorite colors. So that's quarter 2. And then quarter 3, it goes to this blue color. So I don't know if that's the same as the first one. It's going to be different because then quarter 4 is this green color. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Okay, so then at the very back of the insert, so here we are, that's December, you get this little pack here. So you get this holidays and observances, and then some future planning. So this is for 2025, and you get every single month up until December 2025. So that's kind of handy too. I like having that with the Teresa Collins. I might actually use that instead. Well, see, the other future planning calendar is for like the coming year. It's for this year, and I like having that because I like to see what's going to come up. So you also get 2026, 27, and 2028. Then you get some note paper. So you don't get like a terrible amount, but there's a few sheets here, which is kind of nice because I don't know if you can actually get, I'm sure you can get leadership note paper from Franklin Covey. I haven't actually purchased any because I have so much paper from all the different planning companies right now. But then you get this leadership pack, and I haven't actually read through here yet, but it's like the 7 Habits pack. If you guys are familiar with that, the 7 Habits, and I believe the Sandstone inserts also comes with the 7 Habits, and it gives a little bit of like a rundown on that book. So like the 7 Habits is actually a book by Stephen Covey, and you can read up on it, and it gives it just a little bit of a breakdown. So I might take some time to read this, but it actually gives you quite a bit of reading information here, which is kind of cool. And again, it says leadership or management. So again, I'm not a manager of people right now. I've got my own business, so this really isn't applicable to me, but I just thought it was kind of cool. So if you were looking at buying this you were a manager and you were buying this stuff for your company, for your employees, I mean, I think that's kind of a neat thing to do. So it gives you more note paper at the back, so you can take notes, and then that's it. So I don't know. I'm really excited for this change. I like change. You guys know me. When I say I can't commit, I can commit to a planner system because obviously, like, I have been using Franklin Covey now for almost 3 or 4 years. I always lose track. But like, I commit to the planner system, but I just love that Franklin Covey does have different choices that you can use to decorate your planner, right? You don't have to have it the same. And if you can get different inserts throughout the year, you can change it up, and it's just really a really nice idea. So that way you don't get bored. If you're like me, I do get bored really, really easily. But yeah, so that is my haul from Franklin. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry for the baby noises. You guys let me know what you're planning on getting. I am an affiliate with Franklin as well, just because I love the system so much. And I like the amount of room that it gives me, especially using day on 2 page. I like having the monthly, the weekly, and the day on 2 page all at once in my planner. And I do have an affiliate link down below. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and check that out. There's a general one for the entire website, but I also have some of my favorite products listed down below as well. So if you guys want to check that out and use my link, I would be forever grateful. Again, you'll see my 2024 setup, and I'll have a January setup, but my December setup is going to be coming, I believe it's next week. So stay tuned for that. I'll have it posted, I believe, on Friday of next week. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch today's video. If you are new, please consider subscribing. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And last but not least, click on the bell button to be notified when I upload new content. And I will see you guys in my next video. Happy planning, everyone. Bye.